KP's Kingdom, cooking with KP, and today I'm going to show you how to make some really nice creamy garlic prawns with homemade gnocchi. Okay, really nice and simple and a fun dish, this one. Let's get on with it. Okay, first thing we need to do is make our gnocchi. The way that I do it is I've usually got leftover mashed potato. I use that. You can actually use your fresh mashed potato if you want and use a ricer, or get a fresh potato and rice that through. That is one way to do it. This is a real good way to use up any leftover mashed potato that you might have. Add one egg straight in like that. Now this is going to be quite a wet mix, but don't worry, we're going to fix that up with a bit of flour. And here I'm just using a little bit of tipo flour, just a little bit of bread type flour or pizza dough type flour. I'm just going to put that straight in like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in my mix master. Just makes things a little bit easier for me with the way my hands work. If you're a new viewer to this channel, yes, I do have multiple sclerosis and I do have quite a few issues with my hands. So whatever I can do to make cooking a little bit easier, I try and find it. So we're just going to mix that through like that. Okay, and just keep your eye on it. We want to try and dry this out. I'm going to try and check this. It still seems a little bit damp to me, so all I'm going to do is add a little bit more flour as we go, and you'll see it when it comes together as a bit of a dough, and that'll be the right amount of time to take that out of there and start making up our little pillows of potato. Okay, so we're just going to mix that through, and as I said, just add the flour little bit by little bit. You don't want to go too much because that's just going to make a huge mess, and it's not going to be as tasty either. We're going to lose all the flavour. I'm checking that again. It's a little bit damp still, so just add it, maybe a teaspoon at a time. I'm just using a long serving teaspoon or parfait type spoon there, and we're just going to keep sprinkling that flour in until I think it looks around about right. Now, if you haven't tried making your own gnocchi at home, it is fun and it is so simple. Alright, a little bit of flour down on the bench. Out comes our ball of gnocchi dough. How good does that look? And all we simply have to do now is start rolling that through, and going to compress it, just roll it, just keep it going, and make sure you keep that board floured nicely. We're going to roll and stretch it from the center towards the outside as we go. It's going to get thinner and longer as we go as well. Alright, now this will get to a point where it's going to be too hard to roll. Don't worry, we're just simply going to get a little pastry cutter and chop it up into little manageable lengths. And pastry cutter is a little bit more forgiving on a workbench rather than using a knife, and they're only worth a couple of dollars at your local culinary shop. So just keep rolling and spreading those apart, just like I'm doing right there. Very, very simple. Now, this is probably the most time consuming part of the dish, and you can make this about maybe an hour to 2 hours beforehand, so it's not that hard. We're simply just going to dice these up into nice little rounds like that, again using our little pastry cutter. Very, very simple. Now you can see that little wooden board I've got down the bottom there. Yes, I did buy that from my delicatessen. It's a little it's actually a butter pat, but it works really good for putting those groovy little lines on your gnocchi. So all we're going to simply do, gives it a quick little light roll straight across those lines with a little bit of flour, of course, and you're going to have ending up with the most amazing homemade gnocchis, all ready to go and get cooking. Alright, very, very simple. Okay, now if you're also a subscriber to the channel, you'll also see that I've done different types of gnocchis. I've done a spinach one, I've done pumpkin gnocchi. You can do all sorts of different flavours. It's just up to your imagination, or if you don't want to use your imagination, use mine. Okay, a little bit of flour into a bowl, just like that. I'm going to add in some salt and some pepper. Right, that can go straight in, probably around about half a teaspoon's worth of each. A little squeeze of garlic paste. If you want to use fresh garlic, you can. This is a little bit more forgiving. And here I've got a few prawns that I've bought from my local fishmonger. They're already shelled, already deveined. It's making my life a little bit quicker and easier, and it's worth paying an extra couple of dollars for me. Alright, if you want to buy your own green prawns and shell and devein them, you most certainly can. But I'm just going the easy route. I'm not having a real good time lately with the way my body is working. A little bit of melted butter into a little bowl there. Alright, we're going to that butter just went into a ramekin, into the microwave, 20-30 seconds, and it's melted. Alright, let's start creating this dish. Bit of olive oil in the bottom of a fry pan. Mrs. KP is on the other side of the kitchen, and she's got the saucepan going with some nice hot water. We've brought those that oil up to just a nice temperature, and what we're going to do is we're going to drop these little prawns coated in all that seasoning and flour straight into that oil. And you watch what happens with this at the end. It just all comes together. And if you do work in a pair, it does make this dish really nice and easy to do. You can actually do your gnocchi beforehand, but by the time you do your prawns, your gnocchi's going to be cold. If you work as a pair in the kitchen, you can get it all done at the same time. So I'm just going to put those in. They're going to sit for maybe 2.5 to 3 minutes per side. Alright, just nice and simple like that. No real rocket science into frying a prawn off. Now, as you can see in the top right hand corner, Mrs. KP is getting the gnocchi started. A little bit of olive oil and some salted boiling water, and she's just going to drop those gnocchis in a few at a time, and when they come to the float, you know they are done. Alright, I'm going to continue working on the prawns down here in the main center section of this frame. Alright, and I tell you what, these things do taste amazing. Really nice and creamy, nice and light, very, very simple to do as well. Keep your eye on the prawns. They will, depending on what heat you're cooking them at, I'm cooking that at a sort of high medium, and just keep an eye on those. We don't want to overcook them. Nothing worse than an overcooked prawn. You can see we've got a little bit of colour on one side, giving those a bit of a flip. Mrs. KP is taking out the first batch of gnocchis, or the first little run of gnocchis out of the pot up in the top right hand corner. So we're both working in unison. Okay, very, very simple. Here's a little bit of cream, probably about 200 ml worth, 200 milliliters that is. We're going to put that in before those prawns are totally cooked. We're going to get that up to a really nice heat, and all we have to do now is basically serve this up. Right, down goes our beautiful fresh gnocchis that we just made. That goes straight into a bowl, and all we have to simply do now is load our prawns and a little bit of sauce over the top in a couple of seconds time. Alright, very, very simple. And I'd love to see you try and make this at home. It is easy to do. If you're afraid of cooking prawns, don't be. It's easy. If you're afraid of making gnocchi, don't be. It is really simple. So put your prawns, put a bit of that beautiful creamy sauce. That flour on the prawns has actually thickened up that cream a little bit. The garlic has gone and flavoured that cream up a little bit. It is a really nice, simple, garlicky type dish. Nice and authentic, or maybe not. Anyway, better than you'll get in any restaurant, and you're not going to pay anywhere near as much for it as well. Alright, ladle up some of your extra sauce and you are done. That is it. Alright, thank you so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. If you like this video, hit that like button. It gives me confidence. It should make you feel warm and fuzzy too. Don't forget to share this video with all your friends on all platforms of social media. We're trying to get the name of KP's Kingdom out there. Leave a comment. I love reading, I love responding to them. Hit that notifications bell. You'll be notified every time a new video goes up. More importantly, you want to learn how to make something really restaurant quality and really simple, just like this. You need to come and join the family, my family. Hit the subscribe button and you'll never miss another one of my videos again. Off to eat my creamy garlic prawns and homemade gnocchi, and I will catch you next time. Bye!